Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another day of finding hope through faith. I am Daniel, your host, if you will. So we're in Joshua chapter 10, and then we're going to roll from there, and also going to finish up with some book of Enoch. So that's good. Last time we were there, last time in Joshua, the people did not consult God before they did something. And then the people that they were supposed to slay ended up helping. So it's kind of where we're at now. Because they hid themselves and disguised themselves. But anyway. So we're going to get in Joshua chapter 10. But I hope you all doing well. And let's get to it. Now, the king of Jerusalem heard that in the capture and destruction of the city, Joshua had done to that city and its king as he had done to Jericho and its king. He heard also that the inhabitants of Gibeon had made their peace with Israel, remaining among them, and that there was a great fear abroad, because Gibeon was large enough for a royal city, larger even than a city of Ai. And all its men were brave. So the king of Jerusalem sent for the king of Hebron, king of Jarmuth, king of... So it's a bunch of kings. He got a bunch of kings to come to his aid for an attack on Gibeon, since it had concluded peace with Joshua and the Israelites. The 5 Amorite kings of Jerusalem united all their forces and marched against Gibeon, where they took up siege positions. Thereupon the men of Gibeon set an appeal to Joshua in his camp at Gilgal. Do not abandon your servants. Come up here quickly and save us. Help us, because all the Amorite kings of the mountain country have joined forces against us. So Joshua marched up from Gilgal with his picked troops and the rest of his soldiers. Meanwhile, the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not fear them, for I have delivered them into your power. Not one of them will be able to withstand you." And when Joshua made his surprise attack upon them after an all-night march from Gilgal, the Lord threw them into disorder before him. The Israelites inflicted a great slaughter on them at Gibeon and pursued them down the Bethhorn slope, harassing them as far as Azekah. I can't pronounce that. I don't know. I can't pronounce that. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm going to move on. While they fled before Israel among the descent from Beth Horon, the Lord hurled great stones from sky above them all the way to Azekah, killing many. More died from those hailstones than the Israelites slew with the sword. Of course they did. It's like you're just like dropping stones from the sky. Imagine the impact. Bam, squish. Bam, squish. Imagine the sight of that. It's like the velocity that it would get up to, just a sheer terminal velocity, would just hit them and disintegrate their heads or their whatever. Like, I couldn't even imagine. That'd be a sight to see. Maybe not a good sight, but a sight for sure. All right. More died from these hailstones than the Israelites slew with the sword. On this day, when the Lord delivered up the Amorites to the Israelites, Joshua prayed to the Lord and said in the presence of Israel, "Stand still, O sun, at Gibeon, O moon, in the valley of Ajalon." And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, while the nation took vengeance on its foes. It is not recorded in the book. Is this not recorded in the book of Jashar? The sun halted in the middle of the sky. Not for a whole day did it resume its swift course. Never before or since was there a day like this, when the Lord obeyed the voice of a man. For the Lord fought for Israel. The Lord obeyed. Then Joshua and all of Israel returned to the camp at Gilgal. When Joshua was told that the 5 kings have been discovered hiding in the cave, Mekadeh, He said, "Roll large stones to the mouth of this cave and post men over it to guard them. But do not remain there yourselves. Pursue your enemies and harry them in the rear. Do not allow them to escape to their cities, for the Lord your God has delivered them into your power." Once Joshua and the Israelites had finally inflicted the last blows on this very great slaughter, and the survivors had escaped from them into the fortified cities, all the army returned safely to Joshua and the camp at Makkedah, no man uttering a sound against the Israelites. Then Joshua said, "Open the mouth of the cave and bring out those 5 kings to me." Obediently, they brought out him from the cave, the 5 kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon. When they had done so, Joshua summoned all the men of Israel and said to the commanders of the soldiers who had marched with him, "Come forward and put your feet on the necks of these kings." They came forward and put their feet upon the necks. Then Joshua said to them, "Do not be afraid or dismayed. Be firm and steadfast. This is what the Lord will do to all the enemies against you whom you fight." Thereupon Joshua struck and killed them and hanged them on 5 trees, where they remained hanging until evening. At sunset they were removed from these trees at the command of Joshua and cast into the cave where they had hidden. Over the mouth of the cave large stones were placed, which remained until this very day. Makkedah, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. I have no idea. 2, Joshua captured and put to the sword at the time. He fulfilled the doom on the city, on its king, and on every person in it, leaving no survivors. Thus he did to the king of that place what he had done to the king of Jericho. Joshua then passed on with all of Israel from that place to Libnah, which he attacked. Libnah also with his king the Lord delivered into the power of Israel. He put it to the sword with every person there, leaving no survivors. Thus he did to its king what he had done to the king of Jericho. Joshua next passed on with all Israel from Libnah to Lachish, where they set up camp during the attack. The Lord delivered it into the power of Israel, so that on the 2nd day Joshua captured it and put it to the sword with every person in it, just as he had done to Libnah. At the time, Horman, king of Gezer, came up to help Lachish. But Joshua defeated him and his people, leaving him no survivors. I bet all these people are like, we can't for the life of us get through. We can't defeat these people. There may be fallen, people on Israel's side, but they're always winning. They're always winning. Let's see. Here we go. But Joshua defeated him and his people, leaving him no survivors. From Lachish, Joshua pressed on with all of Israel to Eglon. Encamping near it, they attacked it and captured it in the same day, putting it to the sword. He fulfilled the doom that day on every person in it, just as he had done to Lachish. From Eglon, Joshua went up to all Israel to Hebron, which they attacked and captured. They put it to the sword with its king, all its towns, and every person there, leaving no survivors, just as Joshua had done to Eglon. He fulfilled the doom on it and every person there. Then Joshua and all Israel turned back to Debir and attacked it, capturing it with its king and its towns. They put them to the sword and fulfilled the doom on every person there, leaving no survivors. Thus was done to Debir and its king what had been done to Hebron, as well as to Libnah and its king. Joshua conquered the entire country, the mountain regions, the Negeb, the foothills, and the mountain slopes, with all their kings. He left no survivors, but fulfilled the doom on all who lived there, just as the Lord, the God of Israel, had commanded. Joshua conquered from Kadesh Barnea to Gaza, and all the land of Goshen and Gibeon. All these kings and their lands Joshua captured in a single campaign, for the Lord, the God of Israel, fought for Israel. Thereupon Joshua with all Israel returned to the camp at Gilgal. That's wild, man. How many people died? What if they didn't know? What if they had no clue? And they're just like these people that have been living there for generations, right? We're talking about hundreds of years. And then all of a sudden you see these people that are undefeatable that are coming through and wiping out entire populations. What kind of, make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Because I don't understand how somebody that creates life and creates love and all the things that we're doing is okay with slaughtering people. Maybe it's because they don't follow him, and that may absolutely be the case. But here's the thing: it's like why are we doing these things? Why are we killing people? Wouldn't it make more sense just to convert them over to the side of Christianity instead of like killing them? I don't know, just a thought. It's wild. Joshua's full of violence. It's very violent, this one. All right, we're going to Book of Enoch. Enoch, Book 1, Chapter 68. We still have about, 30-something chapters to go, so let's get to it. So we are also talking about in here the deluge and then the punishment for the watchers. So, yeah, anyway. So, Enoch, Book 1, Chapter 68. And after that, my grandfather Enoch gave me the teaching of all the secrets in the book, in the parables which have been given to him. And he put them together for me in the words of the... And he put them together for me in the words of the book of parables. And on that day, Michael answered Raphael and said, "The power of the Spirit transports and makes me to tremble because of the severity of the judgment of the secrets, the judgment of the angels, who can endure the severe judgment which has been executed, and before which they melt away." And Michael answered again and said to Raphael, "Who is he whose heart is not softened concerning it, and whose reins are not troubled by this word of judgment that has gone forth upon them because of those who have thus led them out?" And it came to pass, when he stood before the Lord of spirits, Michael said thus to Raphael, "I will not take their part under the eye of the Lord, for the Lord of spirits has been angry with them because they do as if they were the Lord." Wow. That's a powerful phrase. "I will not take their part under the eye of the Lord, for the Lord of spirits has been angry with them because they do as if they were the Lord." That's wild. And that stuff's going on today. We're creating life. AI's life. We shouldn't be doing this. This is angering. I imagine that whoever built this world, whatever you believe in, is not happy with us making this stuff. And if it comes to full fruition, I imagine they're not going to be happy. We have already seen that the more advanced, the more secrets that we uncover, the more pissed off they get. Anyway. "Therefore, all that is hidden shall come up upon them forever and ever, for neither an angel nor man shall have his portion in it, but alone they are received their judgment forever and ever." We're going to start chapter 69. It's a long one, but, we're going to get as far as we can. "And after this judgment, they shall terrify and make them tremble, because they have shown this to those who dwell on the earth. And behold, the names of the angels, and these are the names, they are first of them." Okay, so they list all the angels, which I am not going to try because there's 21 of them. I can't butcher those. And these are the chiefs of the angels and their names, and their chief ones over hundreds and over 50s and over 10s. And they list them all out. Okay, let's move past that. All right. Right here. That's a good one. And the third was named Gadriel. He is it who showed the children of men all the blows of death, and he led astray Eve, and showed the weapons of death to the sons of men, the shield and the coat of mail, and the sword for battle, and all the weapons of death to the children of men. He it is who showed the children of men all the blows of earth, and led astray Eve. Says it right there. Book of Enoch, Book 1, Chapter 69. So we always thought it was a snake or the devil, but no, it was one of the chiefs of the angels that led Eve astray. Maybe I'm talking about the wrong thing, but maybe not. And from his hand they have proceeded against those who dwell on the earth from that day and forevermore. And the fourth was named, okay, let's see, let's keep going. And I'm going to say the fourth was named, P. He taught the children of men the bitter and the sweet, and he taught them all the secrets of their wisdom. And he instructed mankind in writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sin from eternity to eternity until this day. For the men were not created for such a purpose, to give confirmation to their good faith with pen and ink. For the men were created exactly like the angels, to the intent that they should continue pure and righteous, and death, which destroys everything, could not have taken a hold of them, but through this their knowledge they are perishing, and through this power it is consuming me. And the fifth was named K. This is he who showed the children of men all the wicked smitings of spirits and demons, and the smitings of the embryo in the womb, that it may pass away, and the smitings of the soul, the bites of the serpent, and the smitings which befall through the noontide heat, the son of the serpent named T, I can't pronounce that, and this is the task of Casbil, the chief of the oath, which he showed to the holy ones when he dwelt high above in glory. His name is Bika. This angel requested Michael to show him the hidden name, that he might enunciate it in the oath, so that those might quake before the name. And this is the power of the oath, for it is powerful and strong. And he placed this oath, Akai, in the hand of Michael. I'm butchering all these names. And these are the secrets of the oath, and they are strong through his oath. And the heaven was suspended before the world was created, and forever. And through it the earth was founded upon the water. And from the secret recesses of the mountains come beautiful waters, from the creation of the world and unto eternity. And through the oath the sea was created, and as its foundation he set for it the sand against time of its anger, and it dare not pass beyond it from creation of the world unto eternity. And through the oath, the oath are the depths made fast, and abide and stir not from their place from eternity to eternity. And through that oath the sun and the moon complete their course, and deviate not from their ordinance from eternity to eternity. And through that oath the stars complete their course, and he calls them by their names, and they answer him from eternity to eternity. And in like manner the spirits of water and the winds and all the zephyrs and their paths from all the quarters of the winds. And there are preserved the voices of the thunder and the light of the lightnings. And there are preserved the chambers of hail and the chambers of the hoarfrost, and the chambers of the mist and the chambers of rain and dew. And all these believe and give thanks before the Lord of spirits, and glorify him with all their power, and their food is in every act of thanksgiving. They thank and glorify and extol the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. And this oath is mighty over them, and throughout it they are preserved, and their paths are preserved, and their course is not destroyed. That's wild. That's the end of the third parable. There's one more. Close of the third parable. There's one more parable. I think he had 4. But anyway, some interesting information. So go read it. It's in this Bible, this Ethiopian Bible. It's good stuff. Go read it. Read up on the book of Enoch and on the things that were taken out. But thanks for coming to see me today. Have a good day, guys. See you next time.